Welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. My name is Edwin Garcia. You can call me Arembo El Gordo. It's been a long time since I don't do a video, but today we're gonna do a video and we're gonna be talking in this 2022. We are gonna be talking about the best albums from 1992. So we're gonna be celebrating 30 years anniversary on these albums this whole year, okay? The first album that I'm gonna be making my little review is gonna be Dr. Dre, The Chronic, and let's go and see what's going on. The Chronic is the first album made by Dr. Dre after leaving the most dangerous group NWA. This album was made up under Death Row Records, and it is just a classic. It's an album that actually put and defined what is gonna be the West Coast sounds from the beginning of the 90s all the way up to the end of the 90s, the beginning of the 2000s. Dr. Dre with this album just did an amazing job production wise. Today this album is a reference how a music production have to sound. The recording, the mix of this album is magnifique. You can actually listen to this album from the beginning till the end and you will not find mistakes. Everything sounds like a celestial gangsta orchestra. This album even being number 3 on the billboards, like at that time was very hard to make hip-hop. You just imagine gangsta rap and reach number 3 on the billboards. That is a way beyond expectations. This album is being classified as one of the best albums ever produced in music history. So this is Clase A chef. The Rolling Stone magazine put this album within the best 500 music albums in history, period. Dr. Dre just make a big classic. There were 3 singles that were launched. One is Nothing But a G10, which is the classic with Snoop Dogg, and you can feel the vibe, like the gangsta vibe. Then after the first single was released, it was Fuck with Dre Day was the second single. The samples from the Funkadelic, and wow, it's like, it is just the way he sampled it and like Knee Deep from George Clinton and Low It Down. Man, he just did another thing. It's like I don't get tired of listening to this album. This album is like an album that you can push play, and let it go from the beginning till the end. It's a nice album. And then one of my favorites in this album, Let Me Ride. You can feel all the Funkadelic and George Clinton samples in this album, all the funk that he just include in this production, plus this nasty synthesizer that he just replay a few tunes. He take you on a roller coaster of sounds and feelings. When you listen to this album, it's something else. If you are a person who likes hip-hop, regardless of the time, I would encourage you to go and listen to this album. You will not regret it. Actually, you will be very happy that you listen to this album. For those millennials that are watching my channel, go and revisit this album and you will find nice music. Just imagine this. Dr. Dre just made a diamond. This is a diamond in music. The beats are untouchable. The flows are untouchable. I don't even know how to describe this jewel. This album was released on December 15, 1992, 30 years ago. Just imagine that. The name of the album, The Chronic, described the high quality marijuana that it was distributed at that time in Los Angeles. So it was like a high quality buds. With the name of this album, he was describing this album like the highest quality of hip hop from the West Coast at that moment being delivered. The Chronic just described on a high note the rawness of the ghetto and the streets of LA. And this album is just like a nice gangster party in which some moments it's being interrupted by gunshots and fires being shot on the inner ducts. I mean, it's like you take you up and down. It's like you are in there. It makes you feel like you are part of the album, like inside. It takes you to the LA streets. I don't even know how to describe this, man. When I was a youngling at that moment, I was about 15, 16, 18 years old. And I remember when I bought this album. And I played with my friends in Puerto Rico. And we were like, man, what the heck is this? You know, it sounds so different than the East Coast. It has these synthesizers going on. And the vibe is like, it's more relaxing and chill, but at the same time you can feel the pain, and also you can listen to the lyrics, like raw lyrics explaining the streets and the inner city youth from LA, how they live, and you actually can seeing yourself. You can see yourself on those streets and compare the same way of those streets between your streets, and it is a roller coaster of emotions. This album is, for me, is one of the best albums ever made in hip hop. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this little review celebrating the 30 years anniversary of this hip hop gem called The Chronic, made up by Dr. Dre. And I see you on the next week with the next episode of celebrating 30 years of hip hop. My name is Edwin Garcia, aka Arembo El Gordo. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe and give us a like. So see you next week.